All right, let's talk about money. I decided to make this video because I realized that a lot of people have no idea what kind of risk they're taking by just being in a dollar or just being in euros, just being in a fiat currency. A lot of people have been taught that you have to save money, or not even that. A lot of people don't even have money in the bank because they never have been taught that they have to save money. But anyways, a lot of people have never been taught anything about money. They just think money is money and we're paying our bills with it, and we're paying our food with it, and we can just pay with it. But what is money? This is the most basic question in economics, but a lot of people have never asked themselves that, which is interesting. That's where risk comes from, not knowing where your wealth is stored in. You have no idea what the risk is. And so if you look at money is always evolving. So right now you have a dollar, you have the euros, whatever fiat currency you want to choose, right? You have that money. And once that money was backed with gold. And once you could pay with gold. And once there were coins, there were golden coins or silver coins or whatever, precious metals that were used to pay. And once you could only pay with sheep. You were trading, you were paying with sheep and you would get vegetables, whatever. There was trade, right? So it was trade. Then there were coins. The coins became bills because coins are heavy, right? Then there were bills, and now and those bills were backed with the coins and the precious metals, stuff that actually is worth something. And now paper money is not even backed by gold anymore. It's backed by nothing. It's backed by trust. People trust that a $5 bill is worth $5. People trust they can pay things with their money. If I go to a store and I rip a piece of paper out of this notebook and I say, I'm going to pay with this, they're going to laugh at me. That doesn't make sense because it's not money. But what is money? As long as people trust in it, then you can pay with it, right? If people knew that this notebook, they could exchange this for whatever they wanted because people trust that this notebook is worth something, then this notebook could potentially be money. It's just something that I trade. It's just something that we have agreed upon, that this is worth something, a specific amount. And so I can trade this for something that is the same amount. That's just trade. We're still trading, but now we give a currency for whatever we want. And this is really important. We need to know what money is, because otherwise we don't understand the evolution of money. Right now, we are in a place where there is cryptocurrencies. Everyone has heard of cryptocurrency. But not a lot of people have invested in it because it's weird, it's different, it's risky, it's volatile. And we learn from the news that it's really volatile and we shouldn't invest in it, or maybe we should, but there's giant risk and all those things. And so we tend to not look into it because we are being told that the price is really high and things can happen and risk and all those things. And I completely understand. But what a lot of people don't see is how much risk there is in euros, how much risk there is in dollars, and how little potential there is in dollars and euros. If you look up the valuation of a dollar or the buying power of a dollar, since its inception, it has just been falling. It's been falling. There are calculations. You can calculate on Google or whatever. Go look it up. Go look up how much you could buy for $1 when the dollar was made. Go look it up. And go look up how much you can make right now, or how much you can buy with $1 now. Your buying power has been falling ever, like from its inception. And what does that mean? That means that the moment you have your dollar, it becomes worth less. So eventually it's worthless. So what happens is, if you have a bunch of money stored, the only thing, so you might have the same amount of money, but you can buy less with it if you keep it there for years. And so practically you're losing buying power and you're losing wealth. You're not losing the specific dollars, the amount of dollars, but you're losing what you can buy with it. And that's what matters. It doesn't matter if I have $10,000. If just a single piece of bread costs $10,000, then I'm not wealthy, right? I can just buy a piece of bread. That's it. And what we have been noticing, I don't know if a lot of people have seen this, but this is really important to talk about. In 2020, the US government has been printing more than 40% of its entire supply of dollars. More than 40%. When I was young, when I was 6 years old or something like that, I asked my parents, I said, well, if countries are in debt, why don't they just print more money? And my parents would tell me, well, if we have more money, that means that the amount of money that's there will become worth less, because in relation to the total amount of dollars, it's less. It's relatively less when the total amount is more, right? So if we print too much money, then the inflation will get too high, and so your currency will become worth less. It's the most basic thing in economics. And what is the US government doing? Printing money constantly. 40% in just 1 year. Go look up the chart. In fact, I'll just put it here. This is the chart. In 2020, all of a sudden, graph goes up. Supply of money goes up. And what happens when supply of something goes up? Price of something goes down. So what happens if the supply of money goes up? Buying power goes down. And the reason why the inflation of the US dollar hasn't been as high is because all those dollars are locked up in assets. But what happens if people sell? What happens if all of a sudden all that money that is printed right now will hit the market? All of a sudden your piece of bread will become so much more expensive that your buying power is just going to the ground. People really underestimate how big of a risk this is. And no matter what happens, let's say there's just a mild inflation, right? Let's say we have like 5% or 10%. That still means that your amount of dollars is 5 to 10% less. You can buy 5 to 10% less with the same amount of dollars that you have right now. And so what you have to understand is that your dollars, you have this amount, but your buying power goes down constantly. And so that is a risk. That is a risk for holding your dollars. You are susceptible for losing buying power. So you need some kind of opportunity to make more money so that your buying power is kind of steady, right? Well, where are the opportunities? There is no opportunity in the dollar. Yeah, you can buy some bonds or whatever, but they don't have yield anymore. There's nothing you can do with a dollar right now. Yeah, you can put it in assets, you can put it in houses, but that's not the dollar anymore. Then you have a house. Or you can put it in cryptocurrency. Then you have cryptocurrency. You don't have a dollar. Dollars are useless. You can buy some. They're only useful if you really use them as a currency. But if you use them as a store of value, you're losing. You're constantly losing. And so you don't have any opportunities with a dollar. So it doesn't make sense to keep them. It doesn't make sense to keep them. It just becomes worth less. And this is why I find it interesting that so little people are still in cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency, yeah, of course, you have some risk, but you have the same with dollars. I see more, especially right now that the US government has been printing so much money and there's so much going on right now politically, and just things are not going well for the dollar, and as a result for the euro and for all the fiat currencies. And so the risk just keeps increasing while the opportunity just keeps being zero. And so it doesn't make sense to keep your dollars in your bank account doing nothing. You might as well get the same amount of risk, maybe even less if you invest in good projects in cryptocurrency. If you do a little bit of research, then you can invest in cryptocurrency. You don't necessarily have to invest everything, but at least do something. You can't keep your eyes closed for the assets that have been appreciating the most in the history of mankind. You can't keep your eyes closed for that. That's ridiculous. Then if you keep on doing that, then you deserve to don't have any buying power anymore. If you keep being the person that says, nope, that's not for me. Nope, that's not my life. This is something weird. I don't understand it. If you keep on doing that, then you deserve to not be able to buy anything. Right now, there's the biggest opportunity in your life to grab more wealth, to earn more wealth. This is the biggest wealth transfer, I think, in the history of humanity. Bitcoin has gone up 5 million times since the beginning. 5 million times. That means that every dollar that you have put in would have become $5 million right now. I'm not saying you will do exactly the same, but I'm saying you need to open your eyes for this. This is important stuff. You will have risk. You will have risk in cryptocurrency. Of course, there's high volatility. But if you do your research, if you understand projects, then if you understand projects and you understand the utility of things and you understand where cryptocurrency as a whole is going, then you understand that the risk is lower than the dollar and the opportunity is way higher. Let's say you put in $1,000 and it goes times, you earn 10,000%. That is a really good return, and it's not something that just happens once in crypto. It happens all over the place. If you know a good product or good project, that is possible. You can get a 10,000% return. And so if you put in $1,000, let's see, that's times 100. So you would have $100,000 if you put in $1,000. Now, it's not to say that you will get all of that, but that's the potential. That's the opportunity. And so you have that opportunity, and then you have the risk to lose $1,000. What is $1,000? You can just make $1,000 again, but you can't just make $100,000 again. So keeping your eyes closed for cryptocurrency is it's not smart. You will lose. You will definitely lose. Keeping your eyes closed is higher risk than actually getting in. It just is. And if you don't know where to start, if you have no idea what cryptocurrency is, why you should care about it, where to start, how to do things, go to my website, trickle-media.com, make an account, go to bonus content and click on Cryptocurrency 101. I have a whole course on there. I already did a 2-hour talk and you can just watch that. Then you can watch me do how-to things, how to buy things, how to trade things, how to store things. Everything is there for you. I have made it incredibly easy for you because I do not want you to miss this opportunity. Don't keep your eyes closed. See this opportunity for what it is. See the risk for what it is, but then understand how high the opportunity is for you. These were my thoughts. I hope they were remarkable thoughts. I'll see you later. Bye.